figures in papers are designed to be extremely dense. So what do? When you're so proud of yourself, you had a publication, so you copy and paste it onto your slide. And this is death for visual processing. Because to really get it, they have to read some legend that's a page long. You don't have that in a talk. So in my experience, a figure from a paper is almost never very effective for a slide. At the very least, split up the panels into different slides, animate them. Some panels you don't have to show. Always have backup slides. Kind of like with journals, you have supplementary information. Okay, so if in your dissertation you're going to have 30 figures, in your talk you might have 5, and you can have 25 slides that are supplementary. So after the thank you, then if there's a question and answer and someone says, yeah, but did you do a control for this? Yes, I did. And then you shoot to the slide and you show them those data during the question and answer. You know that this is bad, right? So you think, I know that I shouldn't do this, but I'm lazy, and if I put a cute picture, they will be very interested. Well, that's not enough. Now, you might say, wait a minute, I'm the young generation. I know that white space is good, so I'm going to put bullet points and a cute picture. Now, this is also not so effective. Why is this not so effective? It's still complete ideas. So most of you, the moment you see some long sentence, what do you start to do? Parse the sentence word for word, like reading text. And when you do that, are you listening to me?
No.
No. So if you are going to put a slide like this, what's the most effective way to communicate? Shut up. Say, here are the take-home messages. Right? So my formal advice is to be as fragmented as possible, as you said earlier, to force, when you look at that, you know that you have to listen to me. They took healthy people, so these are normal people, healthy people, and they sat them down, and they had a computer screen to look at numbers and letters, and they had headphones to hear numbers and letters. And the experimenter said to them, okay, in this trial we want you to really, and so what they would do is they would see or hear numbers and letters, and then it would end, and they had to do a memory recall test. They had to write down what they saw in what order. So in one trial, the experimenter said, we want you to give priority to the listening. So you're going to be tested on your recall of what you hear. And then in the next trial, they were told, we want you to prioritize what you see. That's where you're tested. And of course, what happened? What was found was that the more people paid attention to the visual, the less they paid attention to the auditory, and vice versa. So in American, we have a good saying that attention is a zero-sum game. So the more someone is looking at the slides, the less they're listening to you, and vice versa. You cannot have someone simultaneously, actively processing both channels. A lot of you, most of you work with cells, so I can also use this like synchronizing your cell culture. You want your cells to be mostly at the same point in the cycle, to be at the same point in the process, so that all of us can go together along that storyline. One of your enemies, because of all this, is that your audience will be dispersive. So when I show a slide, and the busier the slide, the worse it is. When I show a slide, 10% of my audience is at the upper left, 15% are upper right, 10% right? And then you think, okay, but I'm going to tell them, we did fact sorting, and we saw this. Now, how many of them are listening to me? If my slide is very dense, very few are listening to me, so my voice is useless to guide their attention.